Like if you found the video valuable. Year 2487. On a fractured Earth where nations had dissolved into technocracies, time travel wasn't theory, it was law. Buried beneath what was once Geneva stood the Chrono Tribunal, an international agency responsible for enforcing time-related crimes and paradox breaches. But what the world didn't know was that the most important law of all, the Timewell Protocol, was about to break. And only one agent could stop it. Agent Kael Renner, 34, elite paradox enforcer, never lost a mission. But he had also never failed to return. Until now. Mission: Temporal Breach, Beacon Year 2271. Kael dropped into time through a stabilized wormfold. His internal chrono chip calibrated instantly. 2271 AT North Atlantic Province. The sky was dark amber. Buildings curved like glass waves. But the breach wasn't in architecture, it was in human history. He checked his mission file. Subject: Lyra Noan. Violation: unauthorized re-entry into personal timeline. Threat level: Omega. Status: termination protocol pending. Kael frowned. Personal re-entry was a death sentence. It meant someone had gone back into their own past and changed something they were never meant to. He tapped his comm. Control, I'm in. Starting sweep. No response. Then, static. Then, whispers. Kael, why are you really here? The encounter. He found her in an abandoned train station, surrounded by chronoglass, an illegal device used to freeze personal timelines. Lyra Noan stood at its center. She didn't run. Been waiting, she said. You're under arrest for temporal violation. No, I'm here to stop a violation. He hesitated. You altered your past. That's the law. Lyra stepped forward. I changed nothing. I only watched. But someone else did. Someone from the tribunal. Kael's pulse ticked faster. That's impossible. Is it? She said. Don't you ever wonder how they keep the timeline stable? Why they allow some paradoxes but not others? She tossed him a file. The hologram sprang up mid-air. Subject: Kael Renner. Violation: timeline alteration. 2465 AT action. Suppressed by tribunal authority. Memory wipe executed. Kael stepped back. No, you weren't just recruited, Lyra whispered. You were erased and rebuilt. You're not their agent. You're their weapon. The Timewell. The file revealed it all. The tribunal didn't protect time, they controlled it. Underneath their HQ was the Timewell, a singularity-based temporal engine that let them rewrite history in microdoses. Every major war, shift in political power, or collapse had been adjusted for tribunal benefit. Kael's memories had been altered. In 2465, he had discovered the truth. He tried to expose them. They erased his identity and turned him into a perfect enforcer. Lyra had been his partner. And his wife. I came back to remind you, she said, her voice cracking. Because the Kael I knew wouldn't stand by and let them keep rewriting the world. Something in him shattered. The cold, mechanical part of him flickered, then died. Escape through the fold. Sirens wailed. Tribunal hunters locked onto their chrono signatures. Time jump in 60 seconds, Lyra shouted, activating the chronoglass field. Where are we going? Kael asked, gripping her hand. Not where, when. The glass exploded into a ripple of blue light. As they leapt through, tribunal enforcers burst into the room, firing phase bolts. They vanished milliseconds before the impact. Year 2999. Edge of the last cycle. They landed in a crumbling observatory orbiting a dead Earth. Around them, stars pulsed weakly, red, fading. It was the last safe point before the timeline collapsed. Here, the original Timewell protocols were stored, uncorrupted. Lyra worked fast, extracting the base code. If we broadcast this, she said, people will know. Every adjusted timeline, every suppressed rebellion, every artificial peace. Kael stared at the core chip. And the tribunal? They'll lose everything. He thought of the lives erased. The truth stolen. The history rewritten to favor the few. And then he thought of himself, not the enforcer, but the man beneath. Let's do it. The broadcast. They hijacked the quantum relay system and uploaded the core. Across centuries, time zones, and dimensions, whispers of truth surge. Revolution bloomed. Not in the present, but across time. Forgotten uprisings reappeared. Lost civilizations reemerge. Dead freedom fighters returned to history books. Every person the tribunal erased, remembered again. Time shook. The tribunal fell. The choice. With the Timewell destabilizing, Kael and Lyra stood at the breach. One last jump, she said. To when? Back to the beginning. He smiled, not because he remembered everything, but because he had chosen this. The reset. They landed in 2441, years before their lives were broken. No tribunal, no memory wipe, just stars above and time ahead, untouched. They would build something new. Not an agency, not a weapon, just the truth. And for the first time in forever, time was free.